The golfing world has been in a state of shock since Bryson DeChambeau first came out with this massive weight gain, his driving distance being increased by a hell of a lot. He's just out-muscling everybody, the amount of protein shakes that he takes on board, and his performances, except for the Masters, have been out of this world, and people are wondering exactly how he's managed to do this. Well, in this video I'm going to show you exactly the same diet that he uses on one of his days, and also a day of training that he does. So, you ready for this? This is Nick Does Golf. Hey golfers, and welcome back to my channel Nick Does Golf. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below for me. I'd really appreciate that if you could. The support I've had so far has been brilliant, so make sure you do that. It's right there. So today is all about eating Bryson DeChambeau's diet. Now, he has put on a massive amount of weight, muscle, whatever you want to call it. He's put 3 stone on since the start of lockdown way back in March. Now, this is a considerable amount of weight to put on, and it wouldn't be recommended for the majority of people. But he is an elite athlete. He wants to get on top of his game. He wants to beat everybody, ultimately win as many tournaments as he would like. What he is doing is very, very simple, and it's easy to break down. Most people, when they want to try and build muscle, have to be in a calorie surplus. Now, this means simply that you're taking on more calories than you are burning. So that means more eating, more taking on food than the activity that you're actually doing. Whereas if you're trying to lose weight, you would do the opposite. So you would burn more calories than you are taking on. This is called a calorie deficit. But for Bryson's case, he is in a calorie surplus. What this allows him to do is, for that extra energy and those extra calories, is for his body to create new muscle tissues, which is important if you are trying to build muscle. It's a very, very simple thing to do, but you need to make sure that you have a balanced diet where you get the correct amount of carbs, proteins, fats, fibers, minerals, vitamins, you name it, everything. You need to make sure that you have this in your body. Now, here is a typical day in the life of Bryson and what he eats. This is what he published to the media and told them exactly some of the things that he eats during his day. Now, we're going to go for exactly this today and see how he gets on. So, let's start with the breakfast. So for breakfast, Bryson has 5 pieces of bacon with 4 eggs. Now, that would be considered very, very dry. So, of course, I'm going to put some tomato ketchup on it. The eggs, it doesn't actually state, but of course I've done them sunny side up. That is totally American. And along with that, I've got my protein shake. Now, this is the equivalent of 2 of Bryson's. He uses the Orgain protein shake. Now, I haven't got that because it's far too expensive, so I'm going to use the USN one, which I bought from my local shop. So this all leads up to about 1,052 calories, which is a hell of a lot. This is a ridiculous amount compared to what I normally have, but I'm sure we can demolish it. So let's get stuck in.
I never saw it coming. I couldn't read the sign.
This would be so nice if there was a piece of bread with it. Put some sauce on it. Oh, bacon egg sandwich, can't beat it. This, I don't really like it like this, to be honest. So, bacon egg sandwich all the way.
I'm wired up. I don't want you. It's time for you to go. Oh, you. I had enough. I don't want you. It's time for you to go.
Just checking you're still rolling. So, I finished the meal. That was very, very hard. I was nearly actually sick towards the end because I'm not a big lover of eggs. I'll eat them, but I just don't think they're the ones for me. But they're a very good source of protein. To be honest, I could still eat more, but this is exactly what Bryson is eating at the moment, so we've got to stick to the plan. I'm going to finish this. From here, we're going to go on a bike ride. This is going to be our exercise, seeing as we can't play golf, and try and burn a few of those calories off. ready for the lunchtime and the protein bars and things like that. So I'm going to finish this and then we're going to get going. So I'm doing some exercise now. I'm doing my daily bike ride. I normally do about 20k. I'm about 5k into it now, and it's been quite difficult. It's cold, as you can see. It's quite hard, and my legs are feeling it from yesterday because yesterday's route was very, very challenging. However, with everything that I've eaten this morning, taking on the protein shakes, it's actually felt pretty good. So I'm holding up really well, which I'm pleased about. So we're going to crack on, and we're going to revisit one of my childhood places which I used to spend quite a lot of time. So we're back at the scene of where I was a junior golfer for nearly 10 years. This is Lillishall Hall Golf Club, a beautiful private club right in the middle of nowhere, right in the countryside. And right next to the golf course is the National Sports Centre at Lillishall. This is where the England team in 1966 trained before they won the World Cup. Cool fact. So beautiful golf course, absolutely love my time here. I'd love to play here again. I haven't played it for a couple of years. It's changed so much, they've added some par 5s in. It's just a great golf course, and the clubhouse is stunning as well. Drop a comment down below if you've ever played here before. I'd love to know what you thought of the golf course itself and the surroundings. It's absolutely beautiful. Lovely pit stop, let's get on with the ride. So nearly home, just need that little bit more of a boost. So that means that I'm going to take my mid-morning snack, which is a protein bar, which is this one here, and another protein shake. Of course it is. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to put the calories here, just so you can be informed of how many I've taken on so far. Well, hey, so I'm back from my bike ride, another 15k under my belt, some lovely views, and it brings back some decent memories from when I was a young lad. But now it's lunchtime, we've got to pack on some more calories, 701 to be precise, as you can see right here. We've got a peanut butter jelly sandwich. So if you don't know what a peanut butter jelly sandwich is, it's basically peanut butter with jam on it. So I'm going for strawberry jam, love it. Jam sandwiches when I was a kid, brilliant. Not peanut butter though. Not many calories in this. I think there's about 38 with that one, but a hell of a lot in peanut butter. So this is where Bryson gets all of his protein sources from within this meal. Obviously you've got the white bread as well, and not forgetting another protein shake. I don't actually know how his taste buds take it because there's so much volume with this, and it can be quite thick at times, especially if you've got one like this and not a double dosage. I don't know how he does that, but lots of calories, 701 to be precise. Let's tuck in. Not bad. Done. And that wasn't actually that bad. Peanut butter for the first time. Not too sure. I couldn't really taste it, to be honest, because so overpowered with the jam, but it wasn't that bad. So because golf courses aren't actually open at the moment in England, I'm going to go out in the back garden and see what my swing looks like at the moment, because I haven't actually swung a club in weeks, and we're going to see if we can get that swing speed up. Let's go. Oh, sorry. How does Bryson even get through these doors? So lunch done and a couple of swings out in the garden, checking on the swing speed, checking on the actual swing itself, whether it's any good or not, ready for when the golf returns next week or the week after. I've consumed over 2,000 calories now in the diet, which is a massive amount for me. So I've got a couple of odd jobs that I need to do now before I get back, and then I'm going to go on a run, more protein shakes, and then we've got dinner to finish tonight. I look forward to it. See you in a bit. Boom, so just on a run now, just trying to get some more steps in really. This is in place of the golf round that I would have played if there wasn't anything like COVID around, but unfortunately I can't do that. Now, I've got to take on 2 protein shakes. I've already taken on an extra one from earlier, because Bryson would take on 3 shakes during his golf round, one ahead of him already, so I'm only going to take 2. So we're going to get that down us now, make our way home, and then it's dinner time. Bottoms up. So many protein shakes. You must get sick of the taste of it by the end of the day. Must do. So from here I'm going to take a nice leisurely stroll back home. It's not too far from here. Just let the protein shakes settle. You don't really want to be running on those. Well, I wouldn't advise it anyway. I'm going to head back, have a little bit of a relax. Oh, and I also need to take on another protein bar. I forgot that part. That's in between the protein shakes and dinner. How could I forget? Even more calories to take on board. But we're going to go home, do that, and then have a relax before dinner. Let's go. Oh. So I've just had a nice, lovely shower, which has been great for the muscles. I've done quite a lot of activity today, sort of needed so I can burn some of the calorie intake that I've had from today. It's nice to feel active again. With lockdown, you sort of get a little bit sloppy. Just read up on the snack that I need to have between the shakes whilst I was running and dinner. And it says I can have snacks or a protein bar. So I'm going to have this, an Alpen strawberry and yogurt bar. Nothing too fancy, as I'm taking on quite a lot of calories for my dinner, which is the final meal of the day. So I'm going to have this, have a little bit of a relax, then time for dinner. It's dinner time, my final meal of the day, the final meal of the Bryson DeChambeau diet, and I've got to be honest, I cannot wait to get stuck into this really, really nutritious meal. So on the outline of what he has for his dinner, he has steak and potatoes. How generic is that? Surely the man has got to have vegetables with it. So what I've done is I've put some broccoli and some peas on there. I've got some baby potatoes with some herb, and I've got a nice piece of rump steak. Very, very nutritious. I'm really looking forward to this. However, that would be dry, so I'm going to of course have some barbecue sauce just to give it a little bit more taste. So I've got all that together, and of course for pudding, yes, you guessed it, it's another 2 protein shakes. Thankfully, that is going to be my last 2 for the day, and I cannot wait for this. So I'm going to put the calories right here for you for the whole of this meal, and then afterwards, once I've finished, we're going to dive in and I'm going to give my summary of everything. So, looking forward to this. Let's eat. Lumpy bit. Just checking. This is one good piece of meat. Yes, I didn't cook it, that's why it's good. But yeah, really nice piece of steak. Everything else is really good too, and the barbecue sauce is top notch. Well, that was delicious. Absolutely love that. That was the best meal of the day. Lots of good calories, lots of good food, high in protein, all the right stuff that we want there. Now that's finished, take on some water as well. Always need to make sure you're hydrated. I've got this for pudding. Get this down me, we are done. So we're going to do that right now. And done. Yes. Thank God for that. Oh my God. Wow. I'll be so glad never to ever see one of those protein shakes ever again. I feel like I've had my whole life worth of protein shakes. It's just, that is hard going. Now, how I would summarise that would be, you can see the reasons for why Bryson does it, but he's going to have had to sort of work his way up to that level. I've seen some quotes where he said he first started on 2-3 protein shakes a day, and then he's worked his way up, and you definitely have to do that. Not like me, who doesn't really take any protein. I've just gone from nothing to doing 7 shakes in one day. Now, that is just ridiculous. You would never ever do that. So he's built that up, and he's making sure that his calorie surplus has worked, and there is a timeline for it. So he's built it up throughout the weeks, throughout the months, to get to that stage where he can maintain it, and his body has adapted for him to allow his body to take on the extra calories and build from there. And you can see how much of a difference that has made. But I think with the title and with the media so focused on him and scrutinising him all the time, they've just blown everything a little bit out of proportion for me. It says 6,000 calories on his daily diet. Well, I've done everything really there by the book, with the 7 protein shakes, all the meals, all the snacks, everything, and it comes to 3,874. Now, with that title saying 6,000 calories, if you actually read the article, it does say, as quoted by Bryson himself, when somebody's asked him, how many do you take on in terms of calories? And he says, oh, I take on about 3,000, 3,500. He doesn't count it. It's just a rough estimate. So it is a bit misleading with how much he does take on. He is a normal person, and I think a lot of people do forget that. Yes, he does look like an absolute machine, and he's transformed his body in such a way that he wants to get the best out of his performance and get an edge on people. And to be fair to him, it has worked. However, what he is actually doing isn't too far away from people that do want to pack on the muscle. He's only taking on probably 3,500, maybe a little bit more than that, on a daily basis, but he's had to work his way up to that. I wouldn't say he was going to go for 6,000 calories, that is just far too much. The way he tops it up is clearly these. Without these, he'd probably be on around, I don't know, 2,800, something around that. But without the protein shakes, he wouldn't be anywhere near that, I don't think. But that's just my opinion anyway. But you do need to remember that he does burn these calories off. He lifts heavy weight in the gym, so that's going to burn calories. He's out on the golf course, walking, hitting shots, that burns calories, and then he's going to get his right amount of sleep as well, which also burns calories, and people do forget this. Obviously the guy loves his food, and I can't blame him. I love my food too. Some of the choices I would not go for, but the majority of it was relatively easy. The hardest part was the protein shakes by far. I'd be very happy to not have one for at least a month now, but very interesting challenge. If you're willing to give it a go, do so. Follow a similar pattern in terms of, if you want to build muscle, you need to make sure you're in a calorie surplus. If you want to lose weight, you need to do the opposite and go into a calorie deficit. Golfers, I really hope that you've enjoyed that video, that it's been eye-opening, insightful and very helpful to see what sort of things Bryson is up to at the moment, what his diet's like, and how it makes you feel throughout the day. This could be something that you want to implement into your own lives to help your performance, just your lifestyle, other things like that. It's a great thing to do. It provides a lot of focus as well, which a lot of people do need at the moment. I'm going to start doing a lot more videos like this, different challenges, seeing what different athletes use, whether it is golfers, footballers, and tailor it to the golfing world. But for now, that is an idea. So if you have any feedback, any content ideas for the future, drop them down below. Give it a like as well on this video. I'd really love to hear what you have to say about it, whether you've actually done it yourself or you've done something very similar. I'd just love to hear what you have to say, so make sure you do that. Also, if you want to see lots more cool videos and lots of different content that's going to help build golf, hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. I'd really appreciate the support, and I just want to grow my channel so you can take on lots more knowledge and make sure that you improve your golf. Of course, make sure you check out my social media platforms on Instagram, Twitter and TikTok so you can keep up to date with everything that I'm doing on a daily and a weekly basis. It's certainly going to hot up during the winter months, ready for the spring and the summer when I go into those pro ranks. Guys, I really hope you liked the video. Thanks very much for watching, and see you all very soon.